Hello and welcome to the Filter Kaapi YouTube channel and our brand new show Decode the South with me, S Sudhir. This is the show that you need to watch because we will be simplifying the politics of South India out here and put it in context of the social ethos and the economic ecosystem in this part of the country. Basically, give you perspective. So in episode 1 of Decode the South today, we'll be looking at the political developments in Karnataka and the important Supreme Court verdict on the disqualification case of the 17 MLAs who belong to the Congress and the Janata Dal Secular. Now, what was the verdict by the 3-judge bench of the Supreme Court today? Basically, the judges said that while the decision of the then Speaker of the Karnataka Assembly Ramesh Kumar to disqualify them because they had violated the tenets of the anti-defection law was valid, they rejected his decision to disqualify them and not allow them to contest any by-elections till 2023. That's when the term of the current Karnataka Assembly runs out. That they rejected. So that was turned down. So while one part of the order of Ramesh Kumar was upheld, the other part of his order was turned down. So a bit of a balancing act once again by the Supreme Court. But what does this really mean for the politics of Karnataka? Let's examine that. What it will mean is that now the 15 by-elections that are going to be held, for which the schedule has already been announced by the Election Commission on the 5th of December, these disqualified MLAs can actually contest as candidates. And more importantly, they can contest as BJP candidates. Now, will the BJP actually field all 15 of them? That remains to be seen, because there would be contenders from the original BJP as well who would not be too pleased with the idea of these newcomers coming into the BJP and contesting from their constituencies which they had nurtured for a very long time. Why 15? 15 because there are two constituencies of RR Nagar and Muskie where there is case going on, and therefore those two constituencies are not going to have by-elections on the 5th of December. For the Congress and the Janata Dal Secular, the stakes are very high because they had gone to town saying that this is a betrayal by these 17 odd MLAs of the Congress and the Janata Dal Secular. They can't be moving out and betraying the people's mandate, because the people's mandate was for the Congress and the Janata Dal Secular. So it's important that these two parties put up a decent performance in these 17 constituencies, in these 15 constituencies, because if they do not manage to win a majority of those constituencies, it will be seen that these constituencies, these seats were basically fiefdoms of these individual MLAs, and the vote was not for the two parties, that is the JDS and the Congress. What does this mean for the BJP? I already mentioned the fact that there could be some turmoil, some upheaval within the BJP, but many of these 15 MLAs would actually be hoping to become ministers in the BS Yediyurappa cabinet. So that will be a headache for the Chief Minister. Yes, he has kept about 12 odd vacancies in his cabinet in order to be able to accommodate more people, more heads within the BJP, and if many of them actually get elected now on the BJP ticket, they would hope that BS Yediyurappa would induct them into the cabinet. So that would be a major development that we will need to look out for. What are the numbers looking like within the Karnataka Assembly? At this point in time, the BJP has 106 MLAs. The halfway mark, of course, we know in a 224 member assembly is 113. But now that the assembly strength is 222, that is not including RR Nagar and Muskie, which means that the BJP will need to win at least 6 out of those 15 seats in order to cross the halfway mark and have a comfortable majority on its own. So that will be its immediate target, though it would hope that they can actually cause an upset in many of these erstwhile Congress and JDS seats and win many of those seats. So these are really the implications as far as the politics of Karnataka is concerned in the immediate future. Now, what are the implications of the Supreme Court verdict in the disqualification case of the 17 MLAs on Indian democracy in general? What are the implications for other states in the country? One, the Supreme Court has made it very clear that as far as the Legislative Assembly is concerned, the Speaker's word is final. He or she is the one whose word matters the most, and this will give a huge advantage to the ruling party, just like it happened in the case of Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, where the Speaker turned a blind eye to whatever was being done by the ruling party in these two Telugu states. We'll come to that in a bit. Point number 2. The Supreme Court through its verdict was expected to use the Karnataka template to send a larger message that lack of morals, lack of ethics in parliamentary democracy is to be frowned upon. What it has done instead is actually to provide a fillip to what I call legalized poaching, because any MLA can now be wooed, he can move to the other side, he can resign, and even if he or she is disqualified, he or she has to at best contest a by-election on the new party's ticket. There is really no deterrence in that sense to moving from one party to another, even if the group of MLAs is actually violating the anti-defection law. Now, what happened in Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, where the speaker, in whom massive powers have been vested in more so by the Supreme Court verdict today. In Telangana, between 2014 and 2018, 12 out of the 15 Telugu Desam MLAs moved over in ones and twos to the ruling Telangana Rashtra Samiti. The speaker, the then speaker Madhusudanachari, turned a blind eye. Nothing happened. In fact, one of them was also a minister in the K. Chandrasekhar Rao cabinet. Ditto in Andhra Pradesh, where now the TDP, which was actually the affected party in Telangana, was the one which was poaching MLAs in Andhra Pradesh. It poached 23 YSR Congress MLAs between 2014 and 2019, made 4 of them ministers. So the speaker's role obviously will have to be looked at, re-looked at by the Supreme Court at some time or the other, because if you are giving the speaker huge powers within the legislative assembly, it's also open to use and misuse. Point number 3, of course, is that a lack of deterrence, as I mentioned. In this case, in the Karnataka Assembly case, the court had also ordered that the party whip does not have to be obeyed. So what value does the party whip really have in parliamentary democracy today? That's again something which the courts will have to deliberate upon and give suitable orders. And this is something which could have huge implications, especially for smaller states where the size of the legislative assembly is much smaller than the 224 member house that Karnataka has. And this could really create and lead to instability in the smaller states. And that is something again which the country, the democratic systems and the Supreme Court will have to deliberate upon. So that is the big story coming out of Karnataka from the Supreme Court, with implications for Karnataka. Of course, now all the parties, the BJP, the Congress and the JDS, will get onto the ground. They would want to win a majority out of those 15 seats which are going to the by-elections, because it will be seen as some kind of a referendum on whatever happened a few months ago, where the H.D. Kumaraswamy government was removed and B.S. Yediyurappa sworn in as the new chief minister. So this will be seen as a commentary of the people, as a comment by the people on what they thought, whether they thought what happened then was right or not. So all eyes now on Karnataka. The Natakas in Karnataka are all set to begin, and we will be keeping a close eye. But definitely today's verdict, huge implications not just for Karnataka but for all over the country. Thank you very much for watching. Do subscribe to our channel, because we will be doing a Decode the South episode every day to look at the big stories that are taking place in the south of the country. Thank you very much for watching.